Good evening, race fans. We're back at it. Did the pre-race show earlier, the front row pit party. If you missed it, please tune into our Facebook page every Friday afternoon at, I think we're doing 6:30 p.m. Eastern or Central, excuse me, not 100% sure, but tonight we are here for the Duels. So it's going to be two 45-lap races here at Daytona. Condensed size field. Fields are going to be a little bit smaller than what you are accustomed to. And you're probably wondering, hey, why is this Tanner not Sam in the booth? Well, Sam is actually our producer tonight. He is feeling under the weather. I'm still having PC issues, so I can't necessarily run all the programs we need to bring this action to you live and in living color. So Sam, he's being my producer tonight. He's running the camera for me, so shout out to Sam. Hope he gets to feeling better. Just a little bit under the weather. Voice not sounding too good, so we decided to step up to the plate and try to go for a home run. But here tonight, folks, Daytona, 45 laps. I think we have about 15 drivers in dual race number one. And if you're not accustomed to how NASCAR does dual races in real life, the way it's set up is if you are in dual race number one, where you finish is basically where you're going to start the Daytona 500, which is next Friday night, but you're going to be on the inside lane. So if you win heat race one, or heat race. If you win dual race one, you're going to start on the pole. If you finish second in dual race one, you're going to start P3, and so on and so forth. So pretty cool. Good little incentive to get people to come out here and get their starting position. It's going to be a wild one tonight, folks. 45 big laps around this 2.5 mile oval. Next gen cars. I'm super excited to be out on track starting next week, but yeah, it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna send it over to Mr. Mullet Music Productions for his great rendition of the national anthem, and we will be back momentarily. Alrighty, folks, we're back live right whenever qualifying has begun, and I'm pretty sure it's open qualifying. I'm almost positive it is. We'll see once we start getting cars out on track exactly. Oh no! Whoa, Tanner Mar, there is no qualifying. This grid has been set already. So, Mr. Kaplan, starting on the front row, as you got Jacob Kaplan. He'll be starting P1 with Sam Lawson, the rookie, starting to his outside. No, Mike Wood. Alright, we haven't done this in a while. Alright, Mr. Jacob Kaplan, he's going to be rolling off P1. Mike Wood's going to be firing off to his outside in number 99. Tom Freeze is going to be rolling off P3 with Kel Butler starting in the 4th place position. AJ Bobbitt, he's going to be starting 5th with Mr. Disco Humberg starting in the 6th place spot. 7th place spot is Mr. Philip Mulnax. And Josh Beaver, old quarter panel, he'll be starting P8. Sam Lawson 9th. John Chambers in 10th. The 27, Chris Carroll's going to be firing off 11th. Larry Bell's in 12th. A-Train, Mr. Andy Thompson, he'll be firing off 13th. He's the old Chiefs fan from the pre-race show. Chris Spencer's 14th with Ryan Rose and that beautiful number 58 playing shotgun to the field, folks. Now we're just going to have to wait for that pace car to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And it'll be time. We'll be dueling out here 45 laps to see who is going to be the pole sitter for the Daytona 500 next week live on True Sim Productions. Sam Baumgartner will be calling that, folks. Forgive me. I am rusty. We were actually chuckling about it a little bit behind the scenes, so we'll get together hopefully sooner or later. There's a beautiful paint scheme out front right there. Old Denny Hamlin replica with Mr. Jacob Kaplan. And folks, also, if I do butcher your name to the newer guys, I do apologize. I'm just a dumb hillbilly from Kentucky. We learned how to broadcast ever so slightly. If you are tuned in on the YouTube channel right now, before they take that green flag, hit that thumbs up button for us. It helps out a ton. Subscribe. If you're on Twitch, give us a follow. Turn those push notifications on as we are getting ready to go green. Field is in the hands of Barney Fox Jr., the flag man, up in the flag stand. As pace car is off. It's almost time. Front Row Esports, it is starting off now. It's the dual race. Who's going to get the pole? 45 laps here around this 2.5 mile oval. See right here. Oh, everybody's minding their P's and Q's. Pretty good launch for the bottom lane. I think as the race develops, you're going to see guys start to fight for the outside lane. But early on in this event, I think you're going to see a lot of drivers just content to ride right along that yellow line on the bottom and just kind of just mind their business, try to keep their car clean. Remember, folks, to finish first you must finish. As Mike Wood, man, that outside lane is not rolling. It was like Cale Butler was going to take a look to his outside, 3 wide already looking, it looked like, for Cale Butler. But it's going to be all Kaplan leading the first lap around this 2.5 mile most famous track in America, Daytona International Speedway. As it's a 3-car breakaway tandem draft almost out front. Tom Freitas, he's not right on the 11th bumper, but he's close enough, giving him a real good shove. And now you see the 12 car of Sam Lawson trying to make some moves. He is a rookie, folks. He's only been on iRacing for 2.5 weeks. Look at him on the low side underneath Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll is rocking that 5 Kings Motorsports. But look at Sam Lawson, already up 3 spots since he hit the grid. And a sweet number 12 paint scheme. If only it was on a real car, not a Mustang, right? But all jokes aside, that is a good-looking paint scheme. Shout out to whoever painted that. As it looks like the outside lane may start to develop here. As soon as I say that, a driver decides to drop down. So, folks, 45 laps here. These drivers, although this is a short race compared to what the season's going to be like, it's still a fairly long race. You got about a 55-second lap time, 48, something like that. 48-second lap time around this 2.5 mile oval. Ooh, there's a little bobble right there from the 9 and the 12. So, I mean, it's still going to take a little bit. 45 laps is not a lot, but you still got plenty of time. You can kind of mind your business, mind your P's and Q's for the first few laps. And fuel strategy tonight. I know these drivers cannot make it. They cannot go the entire length of the stage as we're riding on board with a sweet shot brought to us by True Sim Productions here. Riding on the roof of Mike Wood, looking at that beautiful number 12. Now remember, Mike Wood, he started outside pole. He was sitting row 2. He's already started to fall back, currently holding down P8. As this is a very sweet onboard shot with the number 99 Chevy Camaro of Mike Wood. And you see right here, these drivers, I said they're going to kind of mind their business. You can already see the side draft, folks. And what that means is these guys on the outside lane, they're going to crowd that driver on the inside. They're trying just to manipulate the air around the car on the inside lane. It's like we mentioned in the pre-race show. It's almost as if somebody's tying an anchor to their car. Just that air. It sucks them back. But you got to be careful because all it takes is one small mistake at 200 miles per hour whenever you're side driving like that. And, I mean, boom, we'll go dynamite. Look, Chris Carroll on the high side rider. He is currently making his way up to the front. But it's been all Jacob Kaplan out front in that 11 car. He looks like the true Denny Hamlin himself. We had a nice speed shot of these cameras rocking by right there. But Chris Carroll, he is coming. The train on the outside, they look like they're getting a little bit more organized. I do apologize. The car pushing Chris Carroll, if I'm not exactly sure who that is, but they are linked up pretty good. Got Buster Mike Wood right there behind him in the 99. So Carroll, advantage goes to the 90 or the 27, that time by. See if he's going to elect to drop down in front of Jacob. Oh, we got a slight bobble from teammates of Blaze Motorsports. Mike Wood, Tom Freitas, almost. And they may have made slight contact right there. As now Chris Carroll does elect to go to the low side. As I know Sam can hear me right here. Sam, I'm starting to notice so many of these guys shuffling around here. I'm expecting the big one to happen here, folks. And I mean, the big one, you got cars this close to each other going at this type of pace, this fast around the track. Like I mentioned a while ago, one small mistake turns into something big. But right now, once Chris Carroll and the 85 of Andy elected to drop down, I think he's actually shown as a 27 on his car, 21, 71. It's hard to tell on my screen, but once he elected to drop down, that outside lane, it basically, folks, it just disappeared. Just completely disappeared. No, you got three guys on the outside, but they're just not, I don't know if they're pushing as hard. You notice they're not side drafting as aggressively. They're not really leaning on that guy's inside, on the inside of them. So you can see the difference right there and just what the air does. Oh, we got another big bobble out of the 9 car, the Chase Elliott paint scheme. I do apologize once again. This is the first race with a lot of these guys. That is Phil of Mule Neck, so I apologize for not knowing your name off the rip. But you can already see these cars, the way they are handling. People think Daytona is a super easy track. It can be easy, but man, oh man, it can be one of the toughest tracks there is. Hey, look at that. Look at the speed these guys are gathering through the corners. It's amazing. I hate playing. Oh, we got a car going around. I do believe that may have been Sam Lawson, the 12 car. It is. Looks like race control may not deem that a caution. Both guys are off the racing surface. We'll have to see if maybe we can get a look and see what happened there, if it's possible. That one was a weird one, as you see right here. Little bobble up front. Oh. Kind of checked the 12 car up from the bobble. That way allowed Kel Butler in 64. He probably just had more momentum. And, let's see it from this. Oh, whoa. We're going to blame that one on Kel Butler on having one arm, folks. For the ones that don't know, Kel Butler just had shoulder surgery. I feel for him. I know his pain. He's currently racing one-handed, one arm right here. But just looks like maybe miscommunication between the spotters right then. Maybe thought he was clear when he wasn't. But Chris Carroll, he started, I know he started towards the back. He did not qualify. He is already up to P1. And I can tell you, I know this guy, and he's a teammate of mine when we're racing. He hates super speedway racing, but he always finds himself up front. And I'm watching that old red, black, and white 71-21. Oh, Andy Thompson. I'm keeping my eye on him because he has sliced and diced his way up through the field, too. And he's been glued right there to the 27th bumper. As you see, I mean, just riding on board. He's showing us the 85. I think that's a 7-1. We're going to call him 71, folks, from here on out. Oh, Andy Thompson representing 3 Wide Esports here. He's found a friend, and that's what you need to do on these plate tracks. You need to find yourself a buddy, even if it's not a teammate. Just find somebody you're comfortable with, you're comfortable pushing, and you can make moves. I mean, we saw it right there. And Mike Wood, old Buster, in the 99 Gravedigger machine. We did see him start outside pole, he was sitting P2. He fell quite a ways back. He has now worked himself back up to P3. Oh no, Chase Elliott scheme of, we got a wreck. That's going to be a yellow right there. Caution on the speedway. Look at the 13 of J.R. Schomburg. But I'm pretty sure that may have started a little bit before he actually went around. I think we're going to see a domino effect right here. As I'm kind of watching the 9 car up in front of the 13 right here. As you see, everything's rolling good. Clips the apron right there, and that's just a tough one right there. That's Daytona. Everything's happening so fast. I think JR, the 13 right here, yellow and black 13, he had to check up ever so slightly, saw the bobble, and tried to come back up on the track. 32's there. Hopefully for the 13 crew, they can get the mallets out and kind of beat that out on pit road, maybe straighten up that sheet metal. It looks to be like it could be possibly all cosmetic, but now, folks, remember, I don't think they can make it on fuel. We're 12 laps into this thing. What do you do here? Do you come down and pit? Do you stay out? I mean, it's a gamble, but we're going to do something different here. We're going to pull up Tom Freitas, who was just involved in that wreck, and have a little mid-race chat with Mr. Tom Freitas. Tom, you are live in True Sim Productions booth. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy.
So Tom right there, looked like two cars fighting for the same real estate. Looked like maybe a slight bobble up in front of JR, and then he lifted, and then boom with the dynamite. Talk me through what happened at your windshield, and then tell me what the car's like.
What exactly happened there is I caused that.
Well, you know, I tried to skate around all that, but yeah.
Blatantly caused it. I pulled out behind JR, and this shit's got really loose coming out of the corner there when I moved out behind him.
Right.
And, I got loose and tried to save it and caught him, and, well, once you catch a car with these, there's no saving it, and,
right.
You know, yeah.
So, Tom, I noticed pit road very busy right here. I hope we did not hinder you getting in your box, as I think we did. We did.
Currently have no spotter, and I did not see a pit crew or a sign, so yeah, we're struggling right now.
Okay, well, before we get rid of you, I do apologize. I didn't know you'd be pitting right there, but I should have known. What's the fuel window like? I did notice a busy pit road.
So right now, we're going to be very close on fuel. If you're the leader, you're not going to make it. If you're in the draft, you might be able to save enough to make it to the end. All
right, 10-4. You heard it here from Mr. Tolabo, Tom Freitas in the number 32. He took blame for that caution. Let's see if he can get that 32 straightened up. The car looks okay. It looks like it may be cosmetic. Good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
As we try to get him back down to his race team. If Sam can help me out, I got it. So yeah, so like that, folks, he was talking about the air. When he stepped out from behind JR to give JR just that little bit of breathing room, because he saw the 9 car checking up ever so slightly. When he went to step out and got out from directly behind JR, said the car just got wicked loose. So that's right there. That's an element not of the side draft, but just of how the air, how these cars react to the air, and how it affects these cars as much as it does. Let's see if Otulabo can actually get to his stall the correct way this time. As we're on lap number 14. Time goes by fast when you're having fun, folks. And I do want to let you know, dual race number 2, it's coming up as soon as this one's over. We may take a brief intermission to get all our drivers in there, but do stick around. But we still got to see who's going to take pole for the Daytona 500 next week, next Friday night. Samuel Baumgartner will be up in the booth calling all the action, as it looks like the lights may be off that gender neutral pace car, as it's hard to tell if they are off or not. They are off indeed. So field is going to be in the hands of Chris Carroll. Got Buster Mike Wood firing off to his outside. Remember, Mike Wood started P2 earlier, did not get a great launch. We'll see if he can fix that, or maybe it wasn't a great launch by design. Maybe he wanted to drop back ever so slightly. I mean, we talked about in the pre-race show, there's a lot of different strategies drivers use at plate tracks. You can be out front. If you don't think you can be out front, if you don't have the speed to be out front, then you could ride around the back. I mean, that's pretty much the best two strategies, most used strategies. I feel like anything P5 on back to like the back of the pack, you're in a hornet's nest. I mean, when the bomb blows, it's a big bomb. But all right, these drivers better pull them belts tight one more time. Grip back steering wheel, they're about to grip it and rip it. Pace car's going to pull down on the pit road here, make that hard left-hand turn. as Chris Carroll into number 27. He'll have to lead him to the restart zone. Once he gets into that Geico restart zone, he elects when to fire, and he is off. As it looks like Mike Wood got a better launch this time, but still, advantage goes to Chris Carroll. Wood's going to come down. Brings another driver with him. So we talked on it as Mike Wood actually was not able to get down, but that inside lane looks to be where like these drivers want to be at right now. There's the only 2 cars to the outside, which is deja vu from the very first initial start of the race. And you see Mike Wood currently dropping back. You're just seeing the difference. Look at that inside lane. They are all nose to the tail. Whereas Adam and Mike, there's about a half a car length in between them, and you can see the difference. The eye test, it never fails. As now Hunter gets up there, going to have Larry Bell coming up there with him in another car. So going to be a 4-car line basically on the outside lane here. Going to see if they can get up there and mingle with our race leader Chris Carroll out front. And I'm also keeping tabs on that number 11, Jacob Kaplan. He has been up front for a majority of this race. Kind of got shuffled a little bit when the outside lane formed. As, J.R. Summer going down low off the track. Don't know if that's a hardware issue or I think he was just trying to kind of get away from the chaos there. Alrighty, folks, we are going to throw it over to a Crank It Up. So turn them speakers loud and we will be back. Alrighty, folks, we are back. Want to thank Chummy Motorsports for sponsoring the Crank It Up for the Daytona Duels. And it's still the Canadian, Chris Carroll, out front. He has Chris Spencer right behind him, P2. So that's a face that's been fairly quiet here tonight. Usually in these plate races, that's kind of what you want. If you don't get your name mentioned a lot, you're doing the right thing. It means you're staying out of trouble. And staying out of trouble he is, because he is right there on the back bumper. And while we were in Chummy Motorsports Crank It Up, I noticed a lot of bump drafting starting to happen. I mentioned it earlier in the pre-race show. Each lap that clicks off, every time they go around this track, each lap, that intensity, it just ratchets up one click every time. So we're getting 25 laps to go. I think you're getting ready to see some shuffling around, but now do remember, in the mid-race interview provided from us from Tom Freitas, they cannot make it on fuel, or they can, but it's really, really close. He said if you are the leader, I don't think you can make it. So Chris Carroll, Mike Wood, they've led both of their lanes this entire time, as we got a great onboard shot with Mr. AJ Bobiak. Mr. Bobiak in the 51, another fellow Canadian. So got a few international drivers out here today. Shout out to them. And number 51, a very wild-spirited 51 car, old Mountain Dew. I'm going to guess Mountain Dew Shock as another TSP perfect cam replacement sitting right here riding on the hood. Look at that beautiful 58 Exxon Superflow Camaro. Very good looking car to the outside. Larry Bell in the 46, as you see. That was old Tom Freitas on the inside lane. I don't know if he was... Oh, 99 getting squirrely. Once again, we saw it happen earlier, so you can get loose out here. Hey, we just saw Tom Freitas, 32, actually went another lap down to the field, so he is currently shown 2 laps down. It's going to be tough to get back on the lead lap once you go more than one. And I know the governor, Sam Lawson, he has some fans out there at 12 car. He did get involved in a slight incident earlier. I was shown he was currently on pit road right then. Not sure what's going on with the 12 car. Maybe some electrical issues in that car underneath the hood that the pit crew is trying to figure out, as he is still sitting there on pit road. Again, not sure what's going on with Mr. Lawson. So tough break for the governor. I know he was looking forward to coming out here and beating and banging and rattling some cages. He's fairly new to iRacing, and man, oh man, you wouldn't know it watching him come out here and perform. But don't look now, mama. Here comes that outside lane. I told you, every lap intensity, it gets a little bit higher. Mike Wood, he is leading the train to the outside, but that inside lane, they are still hooked up. The two Chris's, they are tandem. Oh, slight bobble from Mr. P2 of Chris Spencer. Almost contact between the second and third place driver of Spencer and Wood. But look at the run to the outside. Mike Wood, Adam Thompson, that's twice now. Adam has pushed the outside lane to the front. As I noticed towards the mid-packer that we had a wreck, Sam. I'm not sure what happened, but somebody towards the back was going around. Yeah, I'm not sure. We missed that one, but I'm telling you, they think Daytona's easy. It's not easy. As we saw right there, 9 car is going to pull it down pit road for an unscheduled pit stop. We go back on the TSP cam, try to see what happens here. Whoa, that was a little crisscross action. And that's going to be significant heavy damage for the 9 car, too. He pancaked that wall pretty hard. He may have some broken suspension components underneath that car. As they're almost 3 wide. Looks like the driver thought better of it right then. They backed out of it. But kudos to Mike Wood and Adam Thompson. Adam has proved he can push anybody to the lead here tonight. He did it with Chris Carroll. He just did it with Mike Wood. So I think if I'm around Adam and the laps are starting to wind down, I think I know who I want glued to my bumper. As folks, there's 20 laps to go. We're going to pitch it over to a quick commercial break. Got to pay the bills. We will be back at you momentarily.
Shut up and sit down.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here for the Front Row Esports Next Gen Friday Night Series. Want to give a huge shout out to Savage Edge Apparel for all your apparel needs. Look up savageedge.com. If you have a name and you want it placed on something, Savage Edge is your one-stop shop. And also MF Racing Designs for supporting not only us here at True Sim Productions, but supporting a lot of the leagues we run in. Shout out to MF Race Designs and Savage Edge Apparel for being longtime sponsors of me. Quite frankly, I mean they've done so much for me in leagues that it's remarkable. So I like to support those that support me. As me and my producer Sam, we were kind of chit chatting a little bit. Notice Mike Wood, Chris Carroll, they led both their lanes for a while, and you see now they've fallen back a little bit, and I think that's a matter of who has fuel and who don't. Remember, Tom said, if you are leading, you cannot make it. So that's something interesting to watch, but I see Mike Wood. He is back, forced to be on the inside lane, leading that line around on the bottom. As the field, it's kind of thinned out here. Got a eight car breakaway pack. It's Adam Thompson out front. J.R. Schumber sitting in the P2 spot. And then our third place car of Chris Spencer. I don't know why I keep forgetting your name, Chris. I promise you I'll do better. It's a good looking Ford Mustang. Got a lot of good looking cars out here tonight. A lot of good looking cars. Chris Spencer though, shout out to him. I told y'all he had a quiet race at the start. He's been everything but since then. Up 11 spots. Currently sitting P3 as this is reminiscent of the real life Daytona right here. They are right up next to the wall. You would think these drivers thought they were at Darlington here. And as a fellow racer, I don't know if that's the right call when you're trying to save fuel. Unless they're just trying to make Mike Wood lead that inside lane. They don't want to come down in front of him, give him the advantages of having a draft where you can save some fuel. But me and Sam, we're under the same impression. I don't know if Mike Wood and Chris Carroll, if they'll be able to make it, because they led a lot of laps out front. And when you're out front, you can't save no fuel. If you start saving fuel at all, the pack's just going to run over you. So this is a very, very interesting development. And I think it's really cool these drivers are electing to run the high side here. It's not something you see a whole lot. 62 with a slight bobble right then. I'm seeing these guys are really starting to lose the handling on these cars. They are starting to get loose. They're starting to bobble a little bit. The back end of the car wants to step out. Are the tires starting to give away? Remember, they only had one set of tires in the pit, so if they took them when they pit last time, I mean, that was like lap 15, 16, something like that when they went down pit road. Their tires are going to be hurting. I mean, they're going to be hurting, and we saw it right there with the 6.2 Spencer. But a shout out to the Chiefs fan, Thompson, A-Train out front, leading the train around the top. Awesome to see here at Daytona. Folks, if you're on the YouTube side of things, please do me a favor. Headbutt that thumbs up button. Headbutt it. Just hit it hard as you can with your head. Hit that thumbs up button. Smash it. Beat it in. Do whatever you can. It helps out the channel a ton. And we are on the road to 200 subscribers over on YouTube. If you could, hit that sub button. And if you want, if you're liking what you're seeing here, turn on them the bell notifications. It will help us out a ton. Anytime we go live, you'll get the notification straight to your smartphone device, either no matter if it's an iPhone or Android or any other device, you will get the notification as soon as Sam or myself goes live in the booth. And then to our Twitch followers, we're on the road to 100 followers. Just started Twitch, and man, oh man, it's good to be over there. Big community over there. So if you're in the sim racing, you like watching some NASCAR style, Fox style broadcast, give us a follow. We're here 6 nights a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Just off on Saturday. Will something come on Saturday? Who knows? And we're always up for something. But right here, man, oh man, 9 car is going to go a lap down to our race leader, Thompson. As I'm starting to get a little worried, though, for the 71. Although he has not led for a long time, we did see him push Mike Wood up to the front in a pretty hard-charging way. Is he going to make it on fuel? 10 laps to go, going to be 9 to go when they cross the stripe. Folks, again, I got to check the stream. Only 4 likes. Come on, headbutt it. Hit it as hard as you can. We need all them likes we can. 13 viewers in the chat on YouTube side. Run it up. We are 17 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 200. Might be a giveaway when we hit 200. You never know. As I'm starting to see drivers file out of this session too, as they're going over and starting to practice for dual race number 2. That's right, we're coming at you again with the second of the dual races tonight. But right now, Thompson, man front and center in the number 71, 3 wide esports. He don't need 3 wide. He's 1 wide up next to the wall. He could reach out and just graze his hand on the wall, as the entire field's doing that. So that tells me right there, folks, fuel is tight. It's 8 laps to go, and they're single file. Fuel is of the virtue right now. They need fuel. They're trying to save fuel. As I feel like fireworks are getting ready to ensure here. You got people that are desperate on fuel. You got people that are desperate wanting this race win. You got people that are hungry that want a race win. This sets the tone right here, folks, for your season. This is not a points-paying race, but you come out here, you run good in your duel. As, oh, no, Thompson into the outside wall. That's the game you play. It's Russian roulette when you step up there. You got to be careful. One small mistake, and you go from hero to 0. That's going to make Thompson fall all the way to the tail end of his pack. Oh no, trouble's ensured for the 71 camp. And now that's going to allow 13 car of Schomburg to take the lead. But folks, this right here can set your season off to a banger of a start. You pull out the win in the duel, well, it's nothing but momentum. As, oh man, I'm wondering if these drivers now, if they're going to start kind of migrating down low. As you see, Adam said, yeah, no more high side driving for me. Adam to the inside lane, see if any other drivers follow. As I do apologize for the little delay right there. Had a little coughing fit, but we are all good. 6 laps to go here at Daytona for dual race number 1. We've had some comers and goers, some movers and shakers up to the front. Now it's point man out front, J.R. Schomburg. We did see Adam. He got up into the wall. He was the guy that started this high side train, and these drivers have stuck with it. I just don't understand it with the fuel, unless fuel's not as close as what we were led to believe up here. I mean, that's a longer distance around the track. As it's going to be 5 laps to go this time by the stripe. What will you do for a Front Row Esports Next Gen Friday Night Series race win? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do to start on the pole for the biggest race of the season, the Daytona 500, next Friday night? What will you do? You're going to find out. You're going to find out exactly what these drivers will do. As JR may see light at the end of the tunnel. I just saw lap traffic out his windshield. That may allow him to have a little bit of draft. He goes to the inside lane, folks. This might save him. And maybe I'm overestimating the fuel. As, oh no, we got people going down pit road. Fuel was too close. Oh no, they're going to pile them up trying to get down pit road. Caution is out. They better abort. Get off pit road. No. Man, oh man, 51 car running good. Oh, Adam Thompson's also involved. As, man, pitting at a super speedway with a pack, it is dangerous. And you just saw that right then. There's a beautiful scoreboard here at Daytona. As we go back on the replay to try to figure out what happened. And look at that sunset too, man. I'm about to start crying over here. That was beautiful. If you see him start to dip off of pit road as 51, rumor has it, he may have still been wide open trying to go to pit lane, or maybe he was doing a fake here. Was he planning to stay out on the track here? Let's see. It's hard to tell. Sam, can I get a cockpit shot to my producer just to let's see if he was. It's going to be hard to tell if he was faking out or did he just come up on the tail end of that car so fast. Man, I'm going to say it. That's a wreck that could have been avoided right there. Maybe by a little communication or maybe a little practicing during the practice period, green flag pit stops, because it ain't often it happens, but it can happen. But I mean, no harm, no foul. They do have a fast spread, go down pit road, get those cars fixed. But Adam Thompson, let's see what kind of ride he took in the 71 here. Guys, I'm sorry. I think this wreck is totally avoidable. As he made the late call. That may be a black flag for the 71 too, because he passed the commitment code, I do believe, on pit road. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Sam, tell me in my ear, what do you think? Did he pass the commitment cone here? Is that going to be a black flag for the 71 car? Oh, did he money shift? He may have missed a shift right then, downshifting. I don't know. It's tough. It's hard to see, right? I mean, it's hard to really tell, but I know one way we can't tell. Maybe. We can. I know how we can tell. Adam Thompson, you were live up in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Adam, man, we were riding on board with you right there. This looked unfortunate, but it's hard for us to really gauge what happened there to the 71 car. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was leading, so it was a huge pickle because I was 2 laps short on fuel. I think everybody was. We've got a setup issue with the car. I was leading, and because of the setup, the tires are loose. I slid up into the wall, and I just got stuck in the wall, and that's when they went by. But then I was like, all right, I'm going to come get fuel, and the caution came out as I was starting to come down pit road, so I yanked it back on the track so I didn't get a penalty. I spun out, but luckily I got it straight, and I didn't get the penalty, so here we are.
Oh, that's what we was worried about with the penalty. So fuel was pretty close, and man, oh man, you were leading everybody on that high side, and I want to say something. everybody you was behind tonight pushing, you pushed them to the front. Is Daytona, Talladega, is that just kind of your style of racing? Because, man, oh, man, your bump drafts, they've been perfect. You pushed them out to the lead all night.
Yeah, I've got a Daytona 500 win and almost a couple other ones. They're definitely my best tracks. You've got to know how to drag the brake instead of lifting. Like, if you need to slow up, you want to drag the brake, not lift off the throttle.
Right. Don't feel the RPMs and stuff,
with this new next-gen car, the mid to high line's really the fast lane, but you've got to have guys stacked up behind you for it to work. So we'll see what happens here. I have no tires, and this car is, so like I said, something's wrong with the set, so it's going to be real squirrely coming to the end.
Well, Adam, you're starting P2 right now, so went from kind of zero to hero, kind of spun, but then sitting P2. You good on fuel too?
Yeah, we're good on fuel, so we'll see what happens. This is when it gets hairy.
Yeah, good luck, buddy. Raise hell and praise Dale. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, brother.
As now this, folks, I mentioned the intensity. I've said it all night long. This is when it's about to go. I'm not sure. I don't think this is a green, white checker attempt yet. We are not overtime racing yet. It is a natural green, white checker. Field is in the hands of the 58 machine down low, as I'm going to say top four got all great launches. Look at the 71, the 27. They have worked together well all night. They started in the back, worked their way up front. Mid-race shenanigans kind of shuffled them back. They are back, but this time it's flipped. The 71 was pushing the 27 last time. Let's see if the 27, if he is going to stay committed to the 71. 71 can pick whichever lane he wants right now. As we're going to be one lap to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air right now. As 27 to the inside. They're going to be too wide as they're coming into turn 4 here. Out of turn number 4, white flag is in the air. If they see this white flag, it don't matter what they do. This race will conclude at its scheduled distance. That 71, he may have something messed up in the setup as far as it's loose, but that thing looks hooked up on the high side. Got a hard charge of Chris Carroll, though. 58 right there on his back bumper. Oh, slight contact. That's going to help Chris Carroll. As, oh, no, the Exxon machine going around. It's going to be a 3-car breakaway battle. And no, Larry Bell and the 11 of Kaplan, they have stayed right there with them. Will the draft be enough? A big melee in the back. It don't matter. Final lap. Who is going to be the post sitter for the Daytona 500 next Friday? Remember, what will you do to be a post sitter? It's all Adam Thompson out front. Chris Carroll, he will have the run here. Look at Buster in the 99 Gravedigger. He is going to try to come kill the dreams of Adam and dig his way to the pole position. He's not going to get there. Chris Carroll to the outside. Chris Carroll got him at the line. I have lost my voice. What a hell of a finish. Hell of a finish. I have lost my voice. Woo! Where's the freaking Tylenol? Man, oh man, where's the Tylenol? What a race. I'm sorry if my mic cut out right there. We ain't supposed to get loud like that. True Sim Productions bringing you the closest finishes week in and week out. That's your third photo finish of the week here on True Sim Productions. By the way, shout out Chris Carroll, Andy Thompson. Not only did they do basically a photo finish, Sam, they never touched right then either. Those drivers never touched. So that shows you can race hard, you can race really hard, but you can keep it clean. As you can see, the 27, is he going to do a Dale Earnhardt style burnout? Shades of Dale Sr. here in the grass. Go find the Daytona paint, kid. Go find the Daytona paint, kid. Come on. This here, it's brought to you by True Sim Productions. This winning moment, your Daytona 500 pole sitter is the number 27, representing Pit Lizard Performance and Five Kings Motorsports, as now remnants of Dale Earnhardt in 1998. It was triumphant. It's sad watching it back because everybody was so happy, and Chris Carroll is also so happy. This winning moment brought to you by True Sim Productions. You want to have your name on the broadcast, have your company on the broadcast, message us, True Sim Productions on Facebook, and we will talk business. Online companies, you got something you're trying to sell, shoot us a message. But right now, this winning moment brought to you by True Sim Productions. Let's go pay some bills, and we'll be back to do a post-race show with the top 3 momentarily.
Shut up and sit down.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. What a hell of a finish here on True Sim Productions. We don't have the margin yet. We're waiting for race control to come and tell us what the margin of victory was. It wasn't a super close photo finish. Well, I say that because we had a legit .00 just on Tuesday night, Tourma's, Iowa. Check it out. But it still was really close. If we didn't have that one Tuesday night, that one would have been really close. So, but we have found the Canadian. It's Mr. Larry Bell. Super stoked to see Belsky bringing home P3. Larry Bell in the number 46. You're live in the booth. You got a copy? Larry Bell, do you have a copy? Alrighty, we're going to we'll pitch it off and see if we can find our second place driver as we skirt on down here to the tech shed, and we have found him, the 85. He was 71, I think, in the thing. It was hard to tell, but regardless, photo finish. Adam Thompson, you're back up in the booth, brother. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Man, oh man, we talked to you just a few moments ago. What a hell of a finish. Talk me through that last lap, brother.
Oh man, it was intense. I was working with Carroll at the beginning of the race. I was pushing him, and I was happy following him in second. And then started getting cautioned, so that really switched things up. I knew I could trust running with him, but on that restart after the caution, like I said, I didn't have tires, and the car was so loose. And what do you do, right? Just stay in it and hope for the best. And then I saw. Well, Carroll dove on my inside there for a minute. Luckily, I got back around him, and then we're coming out of 4. I threw a block, and I thought I had him, and then he shot back up to my outside, which is the perfect move here because that puts him on my right rear quarter
Right.
panel, and that'll suck that guy back. It's like I deployed a parachute. And but I thought we were close enough to the checkered flag I was going to be okay. But even watching the replay, man, he actually almost got me by half a car length. But it is what it is. It was a great race. We had a lot of fun. Carol's so much fun to race with, and Larry. It was a good time. I appreciate it. Thanks for putting on the show.
Man, oh man, you'll be rolling off P3 next week at the Daytona 500. Folks, I keep calling it Daytona 500. I think we're actually going to do 312 miles, but still.
No, you're right.
But it's still the Daytona 500 for us. But regardless, you'll be starting P3, Adam. I'm going to have to paint you as one of the favorites to win the thing. I watched you on the play track tonight. Very, very impressive, man. Who we got to thank for the 85, 71, and whatever else number I thought you was throughout the race? Who we got to thank for that race?
Yeah, I don't know why that's showing up. I'll have to look at that. Maybe it's something I got stamped on the car. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I just want to thank Front Row Motorsports for putting this on. Thank you for the wonderful broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch it. I'm sure it was awesome, and I appreciate everybody showing up and having a good time. Racing clean. It was really clean race, and it's hard to get that sometimes here at Daytona. So we'll see. Rolling off P3 next week is cool, but it's a long race, and I won't be stressing being up front for 312 laps.
Right.
There it'll be about survival, and you might even find me go straight to the back and just kind of hang out for a while and wait till the end. So, but thanks for doing the broadcast. It was great, and have a good night. Go Chiefs.
Right? Oh, man. But seriously, Adam, congratulations on the P2, buddy. And I mentioned it right after it was done. I lost my voice because I didn't know what was really happening there. It was exciting, right? Good finish. And y'all never touched. Right? Y'all never used each other up or anything. And that proves you can race hard and not just destroy each other.
100%. And Carol and I talked about that briefly before we got on the air here. It was just everybody raced clean, raced smart, but raced hard. You don't have to wreck a guy to win. And,
right.
Hey, P2's great. I'll take it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's Mr. A-Train, Adam Thompson, coming in here tonight with a second place finish. Congratulations to you, Adam. And we'll be talking to you, I'm sure, for the rest of the season a few more times.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Tanner.
Absolutely, buddy. Alrighty, folks. Let's see if Obelski is alive and well now. He's a little Obelski's a little bit older than us, right? I think he's like 94, 95, something like that. So he may have had to go change something right then. But hey, Bell, you were live in the booth. You have a copy now. I'm going to take a guess that his hearing aid shut off, is what I'm going to guess. So I've tried twice now. Belsky, I love you. I know you want to thank Piddler's performance and all them, but now, boys and girls, it is time. As y'all have heard me interview this man many, many times on Crooked Line Racing on the short tracks. You've heard Sam interview this man many, many times on Crooked Line Racing short tracks. Well, guess what? He's more than just a short track ringer. Chris Carroll in the number 27 here tonight, or as I like to call him, Mr. Big Ugly. Carroll, I haven't talked to you in like a week, man. How's it going? And talk me through that last lap, brother.
Ain't gonna lie, it's nice to hear your voice, Tanner Marr. That new mic sounds awesome, but that was a lot of fun, that race. We were saving fuel most of it, and made our move at the end there. I didn't want to pit, but I wasn't sure if I could go flat out if I had enough fuel, so I took her down pit road and give her a rip.
I mean, it worked out, but I want to touch on this. I talked to Adam about it. When it comes down to these plate tracks, man, you never really know what's going to happen on that last lap, right? Especially if you're first, second, or third. You take the white flag, and usually you don't even anticipate to make it back around, right? I mean, that's usually how these plate tracks work. But, man, you top three, and especially you and Adam, y'all come to the start-finish line side by side, and guess what? You never touched. Talk me through that.
I mean, he gave me a lot of help through that race. It was great. Through the middle part of that race, he was just on my bumper, keeping us out front and doing a good job. He's a really smart racer, man. I raced around him a lot tonight, and I appreciate him not putting me in the fence, Tanner. There's a lot of guys that would have just put me in the fence there instead of racing clean, and I, that's, to me, it's about respect out there, and he showed a lot of it, man. I appreciate the help, and I appreciate him not just turning right and killing us both for the win. And it's great when you can get a group of guys like that. I mean, there's a couple wrecks out there, but for the most part, it was pretty clean. And I think in all the leagues we run, I think that's the biggest thing we got to learn is to get a group that we all respect each other and run like that, bro.
Right. I mean, and don't sell yourself short, because there was a time coming out, like going in turn 3, turn 4, you could have made a hard left and turned him, right? But you never did. Y'all never once used each other up. Y'all raced it out to the start finish line. Real racing, hard racing. And you are the post hitter for next week's Daytona 500, Mr. Big Ugly. But we got to thank for the number 27 tonight, and get your number straight too, because I'm not used to calling you 27. You just 27 tonight.
Oh man, I didn't even know that. I was just driving around the track, but I got to thank you guys, of course, for putting on the race. The TSP guys do. I can't wait to go watch them or go back and watch that broadcast. You and Sam always do a wicked job, and Tom and all these guys for giving us a place to race on Friday nights. And always got to thank USAFirearms.com, Brian Zimmerman, and all the Pit Lizard boys. And I got to thank BAM Racing Videos too. I always forget them, and we're gonna remember them this week. And got to thank my folks for watching, and all my family and friends out there for watching, Tanner. But appreciate all you do for us, man. You and Tom do a lot for the racing community, and we got to give you guys credit for that.
Well, we appreciate the kudos, man. And yeah, buddy, starting P1 Daytona 500 next week. It's a scary race. It's a long race, but you know one thing for certain, you'll be leading it when we take that green flag. So congratulations on the win tonight. Get you back down to your race team. Let you celebrate. And yeah, I'm sure you'll be accustomed to this booth as the season goes along. I don't think it's the last time we'll talk to you, buddy.
Hopefully not, my man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, boss. All right, that was our race winner, Mr. Chris Carroll, or as we like to call him around here, Mr. Big Ugly. And the number 27 is we're going to pull up our standings real quick, and then we're going to throw it over to the series promoter, Tom Freitas. He is going to help me out for the second duel of the night because I'm a girl. I've lost my voice because of that finish. So right there, you see the top 30, Chris Carroll, Adam Thompson, Larry Bell, Michael Wood, and Jacob Kaplan. They round out your top 5. Noel Humberg, a.k.a. Discos, in 6th. 7th place is Chris Spencer. 8th, we see Kel Butler, J.R. Schoenberg's in 9th, and Ryan Rose rounded out the top 10. Folks, want to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to throw it over to Tom really quick. There will be a brief intermission. He will explain the details. Mr. Tom Freitas, you are live, and the floor is yours.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Tanner. Yeah, so we're gonna let our broadcasters get switched over here and get ready for duel number 2. Got drivers out there practicing now. So we're gonna about 5 to 10 minutes here. We get everything switched over. Get ready for duel number 2. Same format. It's gonna be 45 laps. They're gonna have 75% fuel, 1 faster pair, and we're gonna have 18 cars starting here in duel number 2. So look for these guys to get it done and get the outside row set for the Daytona 312 next Friday.
18 cars, folks. Imagine if that would have been all in one race. Just imagine. I'm just playing, Tom.
Yeah,
but folks,
I know.
Just give us a moment. I'm going to guesstimate 6 minutes. Bear with us, stick with us. We will be back momentarily.
Shut up and sit down.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaw.
righty, folks, we are back here. Duel 2 is getting ready to be rocking and rolling. We do apologize for the delay. When you are on computers, stuff happens that's out of our control. But the good thing is, we are here now. These drivers, they are getting ready to hit the grid. We're only 15 seconds out. While we do have this 15 seconds of fame, let's introduce some new and familiar faces to the booth. Last race winner for Duel race number 1, starting on the pole for the Daytona 500 next week. He will be staying up in the booth with us, calling his first ever race. Mr. Chris Carroll, you're live in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Tanner Marr. Had a great race there and super happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me on the broadcast and looking forward to trying to help the fans out there have some insight on what's going on out there.
Right on, right on. And then we have other ugly, Mr. Tom Frito-Lay, Toilet Bowl Tom. He is going to be calling the action with us tonight too. Tom, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good tonight, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, doing good. We're taking our punches, we're taking the licks, and we're just letting it roll, buddy. We're here now. Let's get that, let's go ahead and get that grid music rocking and rolling. You see, starting on the pole, inside row number 1 is the 42 car of Kyle Wellman, firing off to his outside. It's none other than the 83 of Carl Lindstrom, Chummy Miller, Mr. Chummy Motorsports, a.k.a. Mark Miller. He's rolling off P3 with Elliott Drummond in the 15, firing off in the 4th place spot. Dave Mayberry in the number 29 car, right out of top 5 here tonight. Garrett Wallace in P6, Dustin Lambs in 7, Tyler Clements representing 4X Racing, and the number 56 machine. He'll be firing off P8. Logan Wax is in 9th, and another 4X driver, the rookie, Kyle Clark, right out top 10 tonight. Mark Arthur in the number 21 Wood Brothers Cream. He'll be firing off P11. Jess Vaught in P12. Sitting 13th is Raymond in the 87. Not going to say his last name because I am from Kentucky and I will butcher it. And 14th is Mr. Zimmerman, Brian Zimmerman. He made it. He is here. And that number 28, starting 14th, and the champion from last season, Stephen T. Johnson, playing shotgun to the field, starting in the 15th place spot. Folks, want to thank y'all for sticking with us. I know it was an extended delay. We do apologize for it, but I promise you, we'll make it up to you on the back end. Had a photo finish, Duel 1. How's Duel 2 going to finish? 45 laps, we'll find out. Pace car, getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And it's going to be showtime, folks, like Sting used to say in WCW.
I think we're going to have a pretty close to the same finish we had in Duel number 1. Going to be the same here in Duel number 2. That's my prediction.
I'm going to put you on the spot, both of you guys here. I mean, we all know the adrenaline's pumping, everything's going right now, your heart's beating. Who you guys picks for the race tonight here?
I like that. I like to have that pick before they even go. As green flag is out, I'm going to have to go. It's a tough one, brother. It's tough. As both lanes are rolling pretty good. I'm going to go Zimmerman, Mr. Restricted Plate.
Mr. Zimmerman, okay. I'm going to go with my pick from the pit party, Mr. Carl Lindstrom there in the 83.
That's a good pick, good pick. Chris Carroll, who do you got?
Tanner, you stole my teammate pick there. Brian Zimmerman is always tough at these tracks.
Ooh, got a slight bobble. Sorry to interrupt you.
They are all over the place right now, actually.
That's a good save by both of those guys right there.
Yeah, it was a good save, though.
Brian Zimmerman's always a beast at this place. He's a monster. I race with him a lot, but I think I'm going to take the champ there, Stephen T. Johnson. He's always thinking ahead. He's always there at the end of the race, and I think... Oh, we got a wreck.
We got a car going around a spinner on the front stretch. Down low, it is the 33. I can't remember his name yet. It was Vaught, Jesse Vaught. Just Vaught, and no caution on the speedway. What about that, guys? That's going to really hurt the 33's chances. But if he can just stay on the lead lap, what's that damage looking like? If our producer can show the nose of that car, that was a wild one right there, folks. Already lap 1 going around. Not how you want to start the front row next gen Friday Night Series.
Unfortunately, Brian was stuck in that as well. He got caught in that. He got his nose chopped off. So there's a couple guys that are losing the draft, hoping for a caution here, Tom.
Yeah, definitely agree. As these guys are, their first duel if I remember correctly, the first lap was a little wild, but it settled down pretty quick. Looks like
It did. Y'all went single file fairly quick.
These guys they're here to race and race hard, and they're getting after it real quick, real early. So we'll see what happens.
Let's think about this. They practiced for right at an hour, right? And then we had that extended delay, so add another 20 minutes or so onto that. These boys, they were ready to race. So when that green flag flew, it was basically like, we're annoyed, we're tired of waiting, let's go racing. Kyle Wellman, 42 to the outside, going to try to make that outside lane work. Look, you got a top 3 breakaway at the front of the field. Now that outside lane is trying to get formed up.
We got Kyle, Mark, and Logan there on the outside, along with Mark Arthur. The outside is fast here, so I look for the outside to be kind of where you want to be all night. So we'll see what happens. See Mark Arthur there in the back as well. Yeah, it's going to be good. The outside line is coming. You got Chubby Miller there.
Check out the onboard shot brought to you by TSP. Remember, if you want to have your logo shown, shoot us a message. But TSP, with this beautiful onboard shot of Brian Zimmerman right here, got Chummy Motorsports out the front, the 25 to the outside, a big stack up. You got to watch that here at Daytona. All it takes is one guy to get a little too close to the guy in front of him. He slows down a little bit, and it's an accordion effect as you keep going further back. And you saw that firsthand with Brian Zimmerman in 28 right there.
And the one thing I noticed...
I'm sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was going to say that these guys were all pent up, ready to go, watching the other race, and the adrenaline flowing, the heart's pumping, and they get in the cars, and you don't realize the air pushes this thing around. You'll see them wobbling around down the back and in the corner sometimes, and the air pulls these cars around quite a bit. So you got the adrenaline going, and you're getting used to that and how the car feels. And I think that was what happened at the start of the race here. I think these guys were fixing to go, and now they're probably going to settle in here a little bit and pick a lane and ride for a while.
Exactly. Let's face it, as a race car driver, what's the one thing you hate doing?
Waiting.
Exactly.
But Duel 1, it was daytime, right? So that was a hot, slick, greasy track.
Yep.
This track, it's under nighttime conditions, right? The day went along. Yes, even in iRacing, we have time of day and whatnot, right? So the day prolonged, we're into night. I got to ask.
The track is about 11 degrees cooler than it was the end of that first duel. So
It don't sound like a lot, but I promise you, folks, take 11 degrees cooler bath than what you normally take, and you'll see it's quite a bit. Promise you. But I'm noticing a lot of guys wiggling already. Now, we saw that with Duel 1 as the run prolonged, as these tires got to wear out. They're 3 wide. Logan Lax, Zimmerman in the middle. Looked like Zimmerman had a partner with Logan Lax right there behind him, and then Logan just said, no, sir, I'm going high side rider. Mark Arthur almost looking 4 wide there, boys. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Luckily for him and the rest of the field, he thought better of it, but still rolling 3 wide there for about the 7th place position.
we got, Mark Arthur and Brian Zimmerman, they're teammates. So do you think they're going to link up here and try to get back to the front, or what are you guys thinking?
I think that Zimmerman's going to get to the front no matter what. I think if Mark, he would follow him through there. Stephen T, I think, will probably link up with those guys too. They'll find their way up there before the end. I think sooner than that, and I think that a few guys back there should take some notes and watch Zimmerman drive this track.
He is Mr. Restrictor Plate for a reason. I mean, that's not a nickname he gave himself, right? That's a nickname he earned for winning multiple restrictor plates in a row. The guy comes out here at Daytona, Talladega, and he puts on a clinic. We're seeing him right now just kind of ride around. I'm curious to see what he does at the end, but I agree. If you want to be up to the front, put a hitch on the back of Zimmerman and follow him wherever he goes.
And so we know in that last race, fuel mileage, right? So speaking of fuel mileage, you're out there front, you're leading, you're wide open, you're not saving any fuel. So you got Zimmerman, who's a teammate to Kyle there leading the race. I think they're trying to do any fuel strategy. Maybe Brian might want to get up there, try to, maybe take over the lead at some point, try to help his teammate,
I think it's so early right now. I think they're just trying to control the lines. I don't know, as a racer this early in it, I don't know if you're thinking fuel this early. They may be, right? They very possibly could be. But I think you're looking right here at Zimmerman. I think he just wants to lead, Bubba. He's got Mark Arthur hooked up right there with him. Teammates are great and all, but even as a play track like this, we saw with Chris Carroll and Adam Thompson last time. They're not teammates, but man, oh man, when those two got linked up, They were big movers, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, teammates are nice and all, but if you just have somebody you trust, and it looks like Mark Arthur and Zimmerman, they are in the same Discord chat, and Arthur, right there on his back bumper, again, TSP providing a great onboard shot here, riding right on the roof cam of Mark Arthur and the famous Wood Brothers 21 Ford Mustang.
Let me ask you a question, Tanner. If you are riding 10th right now, you know, you're riding where Steven Johnson is in the middle of the pack. We got Kyle Clark, we got Mark Miller, we got a few guys back there. What are you thinking watching Zimmerman and Arthur go to the front? I mean, it looks like the fast lane, the lane that's moving, you can make moves in the top lane, which makes it super exciting to watch and broadcast. But what are you thinking if you're those guys there? Are you going to ride, or are you going to think, man, I'm going to pass Zimmerman on the top? I just watched him go from the back to the front. What are you thinking right there? What's your move?
I'm going to stuff it for later, right? I'm gonna put it in the memory bank. And if I'm running 10th, if I was not able to follow...
Steven Johnson in the fence.
No. Caution out a big one. Oh, that's going to be heavy.
4 or 5 cars.
That's significant damage, too, for somebody that is a potential favorite here, Stephen T. Johnson. Others involved. I think Clemens involved. Is that Carl Lindstrom involved? We have a few cars.
Well,
on board with Steven. Oh, whoa.
Choke up on the inside, which was an issue with the last
my
two as
goodness. Who's in the red car right there in 87? Let's go back and watch that one more time, Sam.
Herdina's in the 87, Tanner Marr, just for clarification.
Herdina didn't heard about the wreck because he came in wide open right there. That's a pretty significant hit for Stephen T. You saw the motor expire on him. Yeah. And
I think the broadcaster's curse may have come into effect there. That's my first pick in my broadcast, and he's dead in 11 laps.
Well, at least we know the curse is still working.
Welcome to the TSP booth. Now, folks, I want to say something. Last race, y'all had a caution around lap 15, 16 is when y'all had that first caution, and fuel was really tight. What's this caution period do right here coming at lap 11? Does it really affect things?
Now, Tom, you ran that race, and what did we get? 28 laps of the fuel?
Yep, cannot make it. No way. Even
they're looking at another stop, basically, right? Unless they really stretch it.
Stop. Yep. I mean, if you get through two more cautions, maybe. Like, if you're in the middle pack and you can save, right? But if you're the leader, there's no way you're going to have to stop one more time for fuel.
Y'all thinking just fill it up with Sunoco racing fuel right here? We're not taking Goodyear Eagles yet, are we?
I mean, fill it up, get out.
There is a chance that these guys, if they come back in and top up and really save, I think there's a chance they can make it. They're definitely not going to take tires, Tanner. It's too early for tires, and I heard guys complaining in that race that the tires were getting loose. I took 4 at the end of that race, and it was great.
It was bad watching. I've never seen cars be so ill handling at Daytona or Talladega, but what it was, they're coming off these bank corners and the car just would unload all that weight, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just like they would just lose all downforce, especially if you were right behind somebody. We face it when we do the fun runs in the 1987 NASCARs on here, right? We experience it all the time. Got accustomed to it in the next-gen cars, and you can tell because, I mean, these cars, they're hard to save, right? Once they get yawed out to the sideways, they're pretty hard to bring back and be straight and keep your momentum and pace up.
Right. And just for those, for the folks at home watching who aren't familiar with iRacing, kind of how it works, we just had an update on these cars this past week. And, iRacing keeps up with updates that NASCAR makes. So any updates NASCAR makes, we get here in iRacing. They just updated these cars this past Tuesday. And, obviously, I don't think some drivers had their setups updated, didn't get to test new setups, and that came into play in the last duels. Hopefully this duel, I know I let my teammates know that are in this duel, like, hey, we got to do this, and this. So we'll see.
They look loose already, Tom.
Yeah,
and I mean,
we'll see who made changes, who didn't.
From a racer standpoint, you got Mark Arthur leading a few down pit road, Zimmerman and Wellman. That's all Five Kings Motorsports crew going to come down and top off from fuel. So that tells me right there, they may not be able to make it, but they're playing chess right now, right? They sacrifice track position. But going back to the updates to the car, that is something iRacing does good, right? They keep these cars, especially the next gens, they keep them, man, pretty up to snuff, pretty much par with the real life counterparts, right? As a iRacer, that's awesome. But man, when you run an open setup league like this, where everybody's running different setups, you come out here, you build it. Your crew chief builds a setup for you, you run it, right? It kind of sucks because you don't know what to expect when you come into a race like this. Like this week, car changed on Tuesday. Well, we're racing on Friday. Show goes on.
Yep.
They've updated that in the Road to Pro series 2 days before we ran a race.
Right.
We ran Iowa one time, and everybody was spinning out across the seams, and we had 48 hours to figure out how to get that truck to turn the corner, not over-rotate, and not heat up the rear tires. And it was a task. I mean, sometimes these guys are up against it. So some of the wrecks you see out there aren't always just guys making mistakes. They're not used to what they're driving.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
And the cool thing is here on Friday nights, so True Sim Productions, I mentioned it earlier, but shameless plug once again, we broadcast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Friday nights is the only series where it is open setup. You build your own setup. The rest of the series are fixed setup, so everybody's on the same setup, right? But here on Friday nights, these drivers, we're having to go out, we're having to put time and build these sets, and you'll see the cream rise to the top as green flag is back out. Look at all them guys on the inside lane. A lot of drivers elected to top off right then. Logan Lax and just fought on the outside, only two that did not.
So I definitely look forward. We see cars already diving out there, coming into turn one. They're going to get that high side rolling again. I'm expecting a lot of 2x2. I think, thinking that Mark Arthur, Brian Zimmerman, they're the guys that pitted. I'm expecting them to kind of ride in the back, try to save as much fuel as possible. So when they got
a bad block up front. Ooh, aggressive.
Yeah. That was very aggressive.
Aggressive block right then, but you got to do it if you want to control the lane. Alrighty, folks, we are going to throw it over to the Chummy Motorsports. Crank it up. Take those speakers dial. Turn them to the right. Turn it up loud. We will be back momentarily. Crank it up with Chummy Motorsports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that little crank it up session. And shout out there to Chummy Motorsports there for that awesome commercial. Hey, so we are back here. A lot of single file going on right now. As we know, we got a lot of guys saving fuel and looking pretty calm and collected. We got one car there to the outside, Logan Lax. Looked like he had a run, but no help there on the outside as he's just going to fall back in line. So what do you guys think? Think we're going to kind of run single file, try to log some laps, and see this kind of plays out for a little while?
I think you got a lot of drivers saving fuel. Nobody's really wanting to race right now. Well, Logan Lack said, hold my beer. I'm trying to race here, folks. Excuse me, rookie to PG, hold my chocolate milk, because I'm trying to race here. But I believe he is the only one that don't have a fuel gauge, because fuel is really tight for these guys, folks. And I hate to harp on fuel, but it is close. And something else I need to touch on. Look at that ticker. Stephen T. Johnson, 2-car. Last season's champ. He's shown currently a lap down. He's going to need a caution to get back even on the lead lap. And also, that's his only race car. He's already used a fast repair, folks. So he cannot afford. He needs a caution. He cannot afford to be a part of the caution, though, because he don't have another car.
And speaking of Stephen T., when it came down to fuel mileage races last year in the league, who was one of our better fuel-saving drivers?
He's a geek.
So, he's out there crunching numbers, racing. He knows what he has to say.
He's doing a spreadsheet, bro, when he's racing. He's a geek.
Yes, literally. So if anyone can make it, it's definitely him. And he knows he can win this on fuel mileage.
I can tell you this much, Tom. I know Mark and Zerman know exactly how much fuel they have. I think Stephen T does. And looking at the order here, now everyone's kind of single filed out. I see the guys from Mark Arthur back seem to drop back off the top 4. I think the top 4 are running hard. I think those guys are fixing to be up front, and they want to be there, the whole time. And I think from Mark on back, these guys are chilling out, and they're saving their fuel, and it makes it a less exciting broadcast. We got to find something to talk about, but I think Stephen T, my pick, still has a good chance of this. He gets a caution, he gets back in there. He's really good at keeping the car clean, and he's really good at fuel mileage. So I'm still staying with my pick.
Okay. I like it.
Still, even a lap down, last season's champ, it's not a bad pick, right? That shows how stout he really is, especially on plate tracks. Like, we talking about Mr. Restrictor Plate with Brian Zimmerman, Kyle Wellman. They're both really good on restrictor plate tracks. Super speedways, we'll call them now, because they ain't got the plate on them no more. Stevie T. Johnson, he's right up there with them. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah. He's one of those guys that you put him in any car, any track, he's a geek. He's fast. It's mind-blowing. Oh, we got Logan there to the inside. Yeah. Again, these cars are going to start getting loose. Start to go 2x2 now.
2x2 up front. Gary Wallace to the outside, going to try to take the race lead away from Elliott. That high side, it was the preferred lane. Clears
nice move there.
The 15 of Elliott, 33 on the side of the car. So nice move by Garrett, but you kind of left Logan out to dry right then. That's the kind of stuff. We got a car going around the back.
Look
inside, hard lick.
Running into the fence.
Hard licking the wall, and I know he is not happy about that. Tyler Clemens.
Yeah.
I think that's Clemens, and he's probably talking about it. Not a good look for the 38.
Oh,
and he's also going to spin it out.
Hit that turn.
Hey, Sam, let's focus back on the leader, Sam. Garrett Wallace up front took it away from Elliott Drummond as we got others playing in the grass. Mark Arthur, though, he's allowing almost too much space, I believe, between him and the top 4 right now currently. I don't know if he is getting able to save as much fuel as we think when you're that far off the back.
Far off, you're not going to be saving much fuel at all. You're going to be almost wide open. Do you think he's trying to give them room in case they wreck?
That's possible, because Logan Lax, he is stepping out to the outside. Sorry, Kel, to step over you right there, but Logan's he's hitting that outside. He's just like, boys, have at it. Somebody come with me, and we're going to the front.
And now, Logan is one of the, it's their rookie season with front row. So as a rookie, sometimes drivers aren't going to go with you.
Oh,
so
big bobble by Logan.
Yeah, it appears these cars are starting to get loose now. We're 23 laps in on the same tires. It looks like a few guys out there. If you look at all the experienced guys out there, Tom and Tanner,
in the back,
you can see them chilling out, and they're not getting their cars loose. They're not pushing it. They're waiting for all the guys to, the non-experienced guys to make mistakes, and they're going to slide up there at the end and take it away from them.
And folks, I promise you, everybody says restrictor plate racing, anybody can win, and that's true to an extent, right? But I promise you, this takes skill out here. And what you're seeing from Mark Arthur on back, that may not look like quote unquote skill just yet. Talk to me in 20 laps though, because I promise you, they are playing the game correctly right now. They are playing chess. These top 4 right now. Logan Lax may be saving a little bit of fuel, and the driver who's in front of him, I do apologize. I need to. Kyle Clark, also a rookie. So we got 2 rookies sitting up there in the top 4. Shout out to them boys. And Garrett Wallace leading this train along the bottom as Stephen T. Johnson. He keeps looking to the outside, Stephen T. does. But he has to be careful because Tyler Clemens is also now showing a lap down. And
knowing Steven, after racing with him for as long as I have, right now his strategy is he wants to go to the front and get that lap back the hard way.
The hard way.
Yeah, that's what he's going to be trying to do right now.
But it's hard to do when the field's like this, right? Because
exactly.
Nobody's going with you. And I don't care who you are. You can be Superman out here. If nobody steps out to that high side with you, and it's just a freight train on the bottom, you're not going to be able to make a whole lot of moves. You might get 1 pass done, maybe 2, but you're going to eventually hit that plateau mark where you don't have the car physically capable of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I noticed one disadvantage here to Stephen T. He's actually up in admin chat right now, and he's not down in team chat. So that's giving him a little bit disadvantage here, I think, later in the race.
What a goofball.
Well, Tanimar, I think Stephen T is. Do we have a attack on whether he took his fast repair or not? Is he dead?
He did, yes.
100%.
100%.
It looks like he's trying to get air out there, and I don't know why he would be doing that.
I think he's giving something out, brother. If a wreck happens, I think he's kind of
down track just to
just so he can see. And I'm not saying because when you're in that line, right? If Sam, just go cockpit cam with Logan Lax, so I can just show what I'm talking about here. We know this, but when you're in a line like this, it's kind of hard to see exactly what's going on. As our cockpit cam is not correct, but you can still see. Basically, all you're seeing right here is the 12 car out front, right? You don't see the leader, and the leader's just 2 cars in front of him, right? I think Steven's just trying to give himself an out, give himself basically chance to see if something does transpire. Look, he can see the entire field now.
You can't see through these cars either. When you're running behind,
guy going down to the low line. That's not going to be a caution either. That's off.
Hard hitting the
Who was that?
That was off the racing surface. Who was that? That was a lick. Who is that?
Oh, was that Kyle? Kyle Clark. They're one of our rookies.
A rookie, the young gun, Kyle Clark coming in.
Was it loose or was it a bad push?
Let's see here.
Not knowing that car was going to get loose.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
He also had Logan Lax right there on him, and it's just like the car just unloads. It just unloads.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. It's what these cars started to do.
Was not prepared. I think that was a combination of air and just wasn't prepared for that car to step out like that.
Yep. I think we got our answer here, Tanner Marr, with a 2. He's now starting to make his way to the front. The champ is he's feeling pressured. He wants to get that lap back, and I think you guys are right. He side drafted a few cars, and he's sliding up there. He's trying to get that lap back.
Yep.
Sitting here watching Elliott sitting P2. I think Elliott is aware of the fuel situation. We saw him willingly give up the lead a while ago, right? Now he's just rolling P through behind Garrett. I think, Elliott in the 33, he's also saving a little bit of fuel right now, boys.
Mm-hmm. And if I was Garrett, I wouldn't want to be in that lead too long. Yeah, it feels great,
Right. I don't want to be there anymore.
No, I want to be saving as much fuel as possible.
Kyle Clark, lap down.
The more fuel you have, the quicker your last stop's going to be.
I don't know if you guys...
3 wide. Because Stephen T. Johnson in the middle. Jeez Louise.
That looked like fun.
They could have. You guys are aware, Tanner, but we have Wellman and Zimmerman have dropped off the pack. They're definitely saving fuel. I don't know if maybe they had to back off to miss that wreck and lost the draft, but they are.
I don't think so. I don't think they would have. But yeah, they are 4 seconds off the pack right now. So, see, Wellman and Zimmerman, neither one run fuel programs, right? I run a fuel program. Mark runs a fuel program. They may be basing it off iracing right now. They may be thinking they are short or something, right? Oh, Zimmerman's definitely saving fuel. He's turning 8,000 RPMs only.
Yeah.
9,000 RPMs in the car. These boys are for sure saving fuel. Look at that tack, brother. They got 2 more notches to go up on that tack. They are saving fuel something hardcore. We're on board with Mr. Kyle Wildman Wellman in the 42.
Yeah, they're only running 3/4 throttle right now, trying to save as much as possible.
I'll tell you this, Tanner Marr, this is killing Brian Zimmerman. I run with him
Absolutely.
about
Absolutely.
3 times a week. His foot is saying go to the front.
Yep.
And the wild man is looking pretty tame here, riding with Zimmerman all the way. This is unlike the wild man Kyle Wellman. This is odd.
So we peek behind the curtain. I'm the owner of Five Kings Motorsports. I try to stay unbiased up here, but we just brought Kyle Wellman into the fold, right? Yeah, I wear a lot of hats in sim racing, but yeah, we just brought Kyle Wellman into the fold, and I told him if we can get somebody just to rein him in, I don't want him to change. I want him to be Kyle Wildman Wellman, but if we can just get that dial turned down 2-3%, that kid will be dangerous. And I think Zimmy has found a way to turn that knob down just a little bit, and Wildman is pretty tame, like you said. That was a very good note.
It's a very calming effect on people.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Wild man, kudos to him.
Yeah. And as we
Jimmy
see
can
Johnson there.
Jimmy can be entirely mad at you, want to stomp you out, and he'll say, "Oh yeah, bud, thank you. Have a good night." That's Zimmerman right there. But all right, I'm gonna give y'all one chance, one opportunity. Like Eminem said, you got one shot, one opportunity. Are you changing your pick?
Nope.
Who was your pick, Tom?
Carl Lindstrom in the 83.
83. Your pick was Stephen T. Carroll?
Yes, sir. I'm in good hands with the champ there. Well, I got faith in him that he'll get up there.
13 to go, man. He needs a caution. At this point, he can no longer just wrestle the lead back and then catch back up, right? He needs a caution. And I don't want to say he needs it ASAP, but he needs it pretty quick because these laps are clicking off faster than what you know. 13 to go, 12 to go at strike.
The other thing that I start thinking about is who has saved enough fuel, who hasn't.
Pit stops. Hey,
Yeah.
what brought out the caution in Duel Race 1 this late race? Green flag pit stops.
Green flag pit stops, yeah.
Green flag pit stops brought it out. I'm telling you, there's nothing more scary than pitting with a pack under green flag conditions at Daytona or Talladega. But I just saw Stephen T. Johnson in the side of my little eye right there. Two-car knows it's time to go. These boys, I think he knows fuel's okay now for him because he has rode in the back a long time. Hey, mama, here comes that bad man. The champ's coming.
Well, if you think about it too, though, he's also pressed. He has to either find a way to get past that leader, and maybe it's time for him just to go and hope the caution comes.
Right.
Or maybe he has enough fuel, but I think it's the latter. I think I got to disagree with that, Tanner. I think he's pressed, and he's just got to get up there.
He knows he has to go. Yeah.
But my thinking of it is, even if he gets up there, what have you gained, right? Because you're not gonna make another lap up.
No. I think
If
his
the
hope
caution
now
comes, he's going to be back on the lead lap. But I'm not going to say his race is over with, but he needs a caution pretty quick because he is in the mode of being pressed now, right? Because the laps are starting to wind down, and it's the one thing no human can beat. That's time, right? We can't. Time will always be undefeated, and he's running out of time right now.
Yeah, he is. We're seeing him do an impressive job, though, working his way through the field methodically. 1 or 2 cars at a time by himself. Now,
I'm going to cut you off really quick, Tom, just to point out, that's because look how aggressively everybody's saving now.
Yep, exactly.
I truly think that's what's happening here.
Yep.
I think he's flat-footed, like Carol said. He's pressed, and you're seeing a lot of boys try to conserve some fuel right here. These top 2 are not, though. I look for green flag pit stops to occur pretty quick. Sam on STK just whisper in my ear, when did these guys pit? What lap was it? So these drivers, majority of them went down for service at lap 11. They could go 22, 23 laps. They're knocking on the door for green flag pit stops. I feel for them because I hate green flag pit stops at a plate track.
I'll tell you this, Tanner, the spot me and Tom were in, we had to pit on lap 12, and I was going to go in and top off, and I didn't. And I saw a few of these guys go in and top off. But I think the leaders have just decided we're not going to make it. We need to come.
Right.
We're just gonna go. And these guys are on the fence, and we're going to find out here in the last 5 laps who saved enough and who isn't. But, I mean, you can tell by how aggressively they're saving that they're all close. They wouldn't be saving that much if they weren't close.
If they didn't think they could make it, right?
Right. And one thing to note, when you're out front, I mean, the yellow car there, I'm not sure who that is there in the 25.
Logan Lack. He can't save.
He can't save anything. So he's
too far off the 2 race leaders, right?
Yes,
Look, you don't even see the race leaders. You don't even see the race leaders for 3.5 seconds back. Come again saying what you said a while ago, but you're absolutely right. I mean, he is not within striking distance at all to be in the draft. Logan Lax, he is just burning up fuel. He might as well be the race leader at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
As Stephen T. Johnson's going to come up there and take over what would be P3 maybe. And I can tell you another thing. Mark Arthur, Logan Lax, all these guys on the lead lap right here, it's annoying when a lap car gets up there, but right now it may be a saving grace as our leaders are 6 seconds away. I think these boys are trying to make it. Yeah. Logan Lax, he is falling back hard. I think he realizes about fuel now. I don't know if they can make it. I don't know. I don't think they can. I
think you're going to see cars running out on the last lap.
But with how hard they're saving, they have to be able to think they can make it, right? Because they're not just going to leave his time out there on the track. They're not going to lose his time, but just to gamble it, right? So they must be fairly confident if they back the pace way down, they can save it.
I mean,
this is going to get interesting.
As all of us, we all race these cars, right? So I mean, when we're in a league race, it doesn't matter if it's a qualifying race or the last race of the season, right? If we're within a lap of making it, 9 chances out of 10, we're going to try to save fuel and make it.
Oh, absolutely. If I'm within 3 laps of making it, I'll make it. I'll find a way to try to make it.
It appears the 5 King boys can make it. They are on the gas. They knew something the other boys didn't.
I was waiting.
Says, I call him checkers, not chess, Tanner Marr. I mean, he calls it every week like that, but these boys have got to figure out.
Oh, they have a wreck going on in the back. No, this may be a caution on the racing surface. That is a yellow. That really kills Brian Zimmerman, Kyle Wellman, and we had cars on pit road. Leaders went down pit road. Get out of your box. Don't stop. No. They made us.
Mark Arthur went down pit road, tells me they could not make it because he's very good at saving.
Oh, no. If they made it in their box in time, Daytona's the one track you can get by with pitting as the pace car pulls out. It's all to be about when the pace car pulls out, though.
The thing is,
they might be
on
penalized.
Pit road before the caution.
That's the thing. They may have a penalty right here.
No, they were not. They were not. Yeah.
Sorry, Sam. Rewind that back one more time for us. That just looked like a product of. Oh my goodness! He tried to pit from the high side. And drivers, I'm not calling anybody out personally. I just call it how I see it, right? So I'll be out here on the track. We can discuss it afterwards.
Tried to pit Tanner Marr. I think he got loose. I think those tires are going away.
You're probably right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right because he was on pit road earlier. That's Kyle Clark in the 12. I think you are right there.
Is Kyle Clark one of our rookies in the series?
He is one of our rookies. Hey, but guess who got the lucky dog?
My guy,
Stephen D. Johnson.
I promise you, if you were on the lead lap in the top 20, which he's going to be, you have a chance to win this race. As Brian Zimmerman bringing the train down pit road. Now, we're going to see right here with Elliott and them. If they got to pit in time, they will be the race leader here. If they did not hit pit road before the caution came out, they're going to the end. They got a black flag. Have you heard any type of chatters, Tom?
No, I did just see that Mark Arthur had black flags cleared. So,
who went with Mark down pit road there? They both did.
It was Mark, Elliott, and
Garrett.
And Garrett Wallace was the 3 that I for certain saw.
Yep. So I'm seeing that Mark Arthur had black flags cleared. So I'm assuming the other 2, because I'm looking at iRacing live timing right now, there are no black flags. So So they made it. And,
So hearing from race control, no black flags on Garrett or Elliott. Waiting to hear word on maybe what happened to Mark Arthur. If race control gives us that information, we will spill that along. As that's huge for them, because I believe that's going to allow the 33 of Elliott and the triple-digit number of Garrett, for whatever reason, triple digits, to be up near the front. It looks like Chummy may elect to stay out right here. Is the 6. Does it have the fuel to make it?
Shout out to Chummy.
I am.
Just heard reports, nothing on Mark Arthur about the black flag. Race control has
So
not tallied up.
It was due to entering closed pit when the caution came out. Race control has decided to clear that for him. So
So
can tell
enter
you
the
this.
closed pits. He may have got granted a get out of jail free card right there, because
yes,
as a quote unquote admin in this series, like a helper admin, I'm not a race control admin. I don't know if that one gets cleared if I'm in the race control booth, but thank God I'm not. I'm sitting up here in the booth. I think we're actually joined
we
by
have a race control in booth right now.
Yes, we do.
by one arm
He
kill.
was actually committed to pit road. He was about 3 feet from the line when the caution came out, and it gave him a black flag for entering a closed pit. So we decided to give him a clear on that one.
Well, then, you know what? I'll stick my foot in my mouth. I do agree with that call, actually, then, because it is so boom boom that
Because he was way committed to the pit. He was about 3 feet from the line when the flag caution came out, and so we decided we'd give him that clear.
Okay.
Kel Butler, you are in the booth right now. We've all made picks. I'm not going to tell you our picks. Let me hear it, Mr. One Arm Band.
You want a pick?
Yeah, who's your pick?
Oh, who's my pick? God, well...
Or a paycheck. I mean, I want something, but
Paycheck, take a good paycheck. I'm not sure what's going on up front there. I'm trying to figure out what Mark's thinking is, why he stayed out.
Fuel, right. So we're a little curious if
Do you think with this caution he can make it?
if
What do you think?
Sanford when he
If
hit
we
last.
don't get a green-white checker, because he's been running the pack the entire race, so he hasn't been burning a whole lot of fuel. So I think
he pitted on lap 12. He pitted on lap 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pitted that first caution. So
All right.
stretch it.
Here
He
we
just might be able to stretch it out. I don't know.
And Mark Miller captured his first front row racing win here, put himself on the outside pole for the Daytona. Green flag is out. Elliott got a great launch. It looks like Dustin Lamb did not on that high side, but that high side has been the preferred lane when it's time to go. What can the teammates do in the back?
Spin the
I
tires.
can tell you
on the
this:
restart.
Wildman Wellman is about to turn into the Wildman. Zimmerman has new tires, so those guys are going to be flying here at the end. You better watch out for them. There
A
goes
matter of time. There goes
we got
one.
A few guys that are desperate behind him. We got the champ.
Whoa, bad block right there. That could have been a bad block. I think it was okay. Sorry to interrupt you, but intensity, guys, it's up now.
Gloves are
I don't.
off.
We got
Right.
contact.
Oh, contact between the race leaders. Contact for third place. Wellman, he is showing you why he has Wildman. And look at Chummy Miller. Chummy Miller's going to get swallowed up. Oh, wrecking the pack.
Oh, big
Mark
wreck.
Miller involved 3 wide. It looks like they
Linking it
did
out.
not know they were 3 wide. Looked like a little bit of connection issue right then.
That was a net coat. Somebody blinked out and then
Yeah,
blinked in and
I almost said a dirty word right then. I got a little into that. I almost said the D words. Thankfully, I didn't. That's not really a bad word, but we try to be professional here as we're waiting for our producer to run this back, and just looked like whoa. What happened there? Give me that one more time, Sam. That was
the
wind
87.
it back a little bit further, if you could.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the 87 blinked out when he came back.
He was 3 wide.
loose.
And
Now watch Mark's car right here.
oh yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Sure.
So you saw the 87 blink out, folks, and what that is, that's basically just internet. We can't control it, right? We're all waiting on Elon Musk to get that big satellite up in the air to take care of us all, but as of right now, we can't control it. And tough break, it's going to happen on the internet. We can't control it, like I said. Tough break for Mark Arthur, because I'm not sure if he knew he was 3 wide right then, And I'm also not sure they were ever really going to touch. A lot of times net code, people will say, oh, that's net code. And I'm like, yeah, but they were going to touch anyways. I'm not sure they were going to touch.
Yeah. Now, the other thing, as we're just watching that in slow-mo, you seen Stephen T get into the back of one of those cars a little bit. He has no faster pairs. His tires are going to be hot now from locking them up.
Can we,
you know?
I know I've been bossy tonight with our cameras. Can we get a rear chase view on Stephen T, if that's possible? Just to see what the front end does look like for Stephen T. We may not have the cameras able for it. Screenshot, I think, Sam, would be the correct one that I saw earlier. He's definitely sitting there, boys, getting service. They are trying to fix that. I'm thinking it's going to be aero or cosmetic and aero, and I'll be honest, that's two words you don't want to hear at Daytona, but he is Stephen T. He is the returning champ, and he is a bad, bad man, so we'll see what he can do. We're going green-white checker racing, boys. I think, like last race, will this be a natural green-white checker? It will not. Light's still on the pace car.
History's repeating itself here.
I think you're right.
I don't think so, because light's still on the pace car.
Yeah. Now, Mark has not hit yet. He cannot make it.
This is not good for him. This is not good for him.
There's no way.
And shout out to the 10 car, Dustin Lamb. I'm not sure any of us have said his name all night long, and I mentioned this in the first duel. At a plate track, if we don't mention your name, that's not a slight and that's not a bad thing. That means you're minding your business and you're doing it the right way. And when I say the right way, you might ask me, well, Tanner, what's the right way? Well, the right way is leading when you go to your first green-white checker overtime attempt. Now, do you want to be the leader coming to the last lap? Tom, I'll ask you that first.
No way.
Yeah, and I heard Kel say no way, and I'll tell y'all for certain, no way, no chance. I don't want to be it. I don't
tell you this.
I don't even know if I want to be second. I don't know if I want to be second.
The poison has to leave from that 28 car. He is on the move. I'm not saying that because it's my teammate. I was watching him when that wreck happened. That guy has fresh tires, and he is flying. And I can tell you this, I've raced with Zimmerman a lot. That man is not going to lift. He's going to shoot every hole. He's got a teammate in front of him. Those boys up front, they better hold on, man. They're coming. And the other guy that's making some good moves up there is a 25. So those guys are lined up, and, you know, we're going to have a great race coming to the checkers here, I think.
Do you think this will be our one and only green-white checker, boys?
I want to say that I just saw in the chat flag late blocking number 6 replay restart. Was that restart a little fishy last restart?
Okay.
So only reason why I bring that up is these drivers have memories, especially when it just happened on a restart before that. You might not get taken care of next time, right? Something you got to watch.
Now we got to watch because the 10 car of Dustin Lamb spun the tires on that last restart.
And he has Wildman behind him. And folks, as team owner, I'm terrified as team owner of what if Wildman's going to be Wildman right here or not. I'll be totally straightforward and honest. He's been tamed all race long.
Glad I'm not in your shoes right now.
Poison has to leave, boys. That foot is going to get heavy. These guys are going to get pushy, and this is going to get up.
Although, do got to say, my team's first, second,
they are
fourth.
They are. You got a good chance, but I always worry at plate tracks when you have teammates on top of each other because that just creates a chance for a big wreck. But green flag is out in the air. As our front two did not get a great launch, either of them, but that's actually maybe a good thing. They're not too far out in front of the pack.
Everybody bunched up real nice and tight.
They are right there on the back bumper. I'm not sure they make it back around at this pace. If Wellman stays on the 10's bumper, I'm not sure they can make it back around. It's going to unload right here on exit. Kudos to Dustin Lamb. He held onto that car, but Wellman, he is right there on the bumper and 3 wide.
Yep.
Is that Mark Arthur 3 wide to the outside? But got no help out the rear view just yet. Trying to use the help up front. I told y'all they could not make it around at that pace. That was not going to work. Wellman should have knew better.
Mark Miller comes up with the lead, boys, on the top.
You cannot stay glued to the bumper like that. Wellman but like we said, the poison's out. You're staying flat-footed. You're not lifting anymore, right? And look at that. We had 15 cars out there, and I think 13 of them were involved. 12 of them were involved.
Can I bring something up real quick?
What?
Wasn't there a bet made in the pit party between you and Chubby Miller, or Mark Miller?
Win a bet. I just told him if we won, I would shave my face off.
Oh,
please tell me it's Tanner in a pink dress. That would be fantastic.
Oh, no. I think it wasn't shaving your head and shaving your face.
No. It was shaving my face. It wasn't shaving. I ain't gonna shave my head for nothing.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
I was really hoping it was Tanner in a pink dress.
Watch that, man. You just but I mean, right there, it don't look like that was just all hard racing. But with Wellman glued to the 10's back bumper right there, and for a full lap and a half, something eventually is going to happen, right?
Especially with 10 being on older tires. We know how these cars are when the tires start to wear. They're really loose, period. And being pushed, I mean, look, when there's a car pushing you, old tires, it is almost impossible to save, right? We all know that. So
it looks like Wellman's going to hold down P2. Let's see if he's electing to come down and take a fast repair.
Chummy going to come in for fuel. He is.
This may help Chummy out if they come. So Mark Miller needs to go to the right side of pit road, but I guess not. Okay. He may be out of fuel.
Look at Steven T, boys.
Yeah.
Mark Miller, I think he's out of fuel. Look how slow he is on pit road.
Out of fuel.
The 6-car Miller out of fuel. I hope he makes it to his box. Mark Miller, I hate that camera view. It does it to me too.
Yeah. He did make it
to his box. So all right, but that proved right there. Miller could go that last caution. He could not go this caution.
Yep.
Did not have the fuel to go more times around.
And now the next thing is who has damage, who doesn't in front of him. Think he can get back up there.
Yeah.
Spick is sitting P3 right now, Tanner Marr. We got Garrett Wiles who's been up there all night. He's up to the front again. He's looking pretty strong in this race, and we don't know who has damage behind him, who has damage in front of him.
A lot.
I can say
a
this.
lot.
Tom's pick is looking better than the rest of us right now.
Yeah.
So I think there's 15 cars out on track, and there was only 3 cars that drove away from that. It looked like somewhat unscathed.
Yep.
That's a big one, boys and girls. If you didn't know what the big one was, rewind it back and check that out, because that was the big one. Folks, if you're still here with us, hanging out with us on a Friday night here, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. As always, I want to send a huge shout-out to Chummy Motorsports for being a series sponsor here at Front Row Esports. Next Gen Broadcasting, trying to think of who else is off the top of my head.
W Energy, Moser Racing Equipment.
Moser Racing Equipment. So there's a lot of people. Yeah. It takes a village to raise a baby, they say, but it also takes a village to run a league, and that's what you're saying. And also want to send a huge shout out to Savage Edge Apparel, MF Race Designs, Band Racing Videos, all the guys over there that help us do what we love to do here. And also, if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Headbutt that thumbs up button. I've already told you I do it 4 times. Headbutt it. Take your nose and just poke it if you're on a tablet. Poke that thumbs up button. Tell me if it works in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you're pulling. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, baby. Follow it on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Overtime attempt number 2.
Freitas, we are fixing to find out who the best pusher is and how they work out into turn 1 and 2 coming to the white.
Yeah.
Your guy's looking pretty good, man. He's sitting in 3rd place.
Yeah, I mean,
he's sneaking up.
Yeah, I mean, we got Front Row Esports there, 1st, 2nd. So I know they can get it done. Hopefully, Carl Lindstrom there, sitting outside on the start. My pick. Hopefully, he gets it done. But either way, all in all, no matter what happens, it's in both duels, I've seen a lot of great racing tonight from these drivers, and I am very excited for next Friday. Even though I didn't have the duel I wanted, I'm starting in the back, but. Either way, it's going to be an awesome Daytona 312 for Front Row, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Tempest in the YouTube chat says he's representing Florida, a.k.a. Florida, and he says he's taking somebody that lines up in the row number 3. And I feel that. I feel that. It's a good pick. Good pick.
I'm looking for the 28 here to take it 3 wide and be a maniac. Zimmerman is a very calm, cool, collected dude, but when it's time to go, he's on that gas pedal.
Okay. So I'm going to get to see a side of Zimmerman I haven't seen before, because I've never seen him get wild and crazy on a restart. So
he's a madman.
All right.
Okay.
Pace cars off. What will you do to start outside pole? Front row at Daytona 500. Garrett Wallace gets a great launch. Really? Carl Lindstrom really doesn't, but I don't know if that's going to hurt him or not. And then you have Tyler Clemens, up and down race for Tyler Clemens, but he may end it on an up on the roller coaster because he's currently sitting P2. Stephen T. Johnson, the 2 car, is going to try to make something happen here. Remember, if they see the white flag, they will see this thing to the end. As, a little bit of a block right there for third place.
There goes Zimmy on the outside.
Zimmy's going to the outside. They're going to be 4 wide going into, or 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Zimmy to the high side. Got the 33 right there behind him. The Ford Mustang's going to try to get right there to the back bumper of the 28. Stephen T. Johnson, he is currently in a box. Flagman, Barney Fife Jr. has the white flag in his hand. Are they going to see the white flag? They're coming through the trial, but they're leaning on each other. They cannot make it back at this pace. 4 wide to the trial, but they are wrecking. They saved it. Now they're wrecking. Clemens goes around as Stephen T. Johnson takes a scraping at. Give us our leaders up front. As they're coming out turn number 2, our leaders up front.
Oh man, we got Brian Zimmerman there and Kyle Wellman leading down the backstretch. Oh man, we got single file. Kyle is not. I was gonna say
down to the outside of Zimmerman. I can't believe Sam's not here right now.
Oh, we got 2x2.
Got the 83 sneaking up on everybody here.
Oh, we got a photo
to the outside photo finish, and we missed it.
Brian Zimmerman brings home the victory there.
Done, boys.
No, we missed it.
Well,
Brian Zimmerman, a little help there on the bottom, got her done. Kyle Wellman, good run for both of those 5 King boys, and the 33 came back from death there. He was way back on that restart. I think he was about 10th.
Yep. So that was another exciting photo finish. I mean, very similar to the first duel. And like we said, pre-race and during the race, you don't want to be the leader on that final lap. Because,
apparently you got to start 8th.
8th. I think 8th is a good number. Yeah. You got Brian Zimmerman here and Kyle bringing it down.
We went long for a while. We're gonna get our top 3 up to the broadcast waiting room. See if we can find these drivers. All right, never mind, folks. We're actually going to go to a commercial break really quick, pay the bills one final time. Stick around. We'll be talking to the top 3 in just a few moments.
and sit down.
Yeah. So that was another.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here. Another photo finish. Duel Race 1 ended with a barn burner. Duel Race 2 ended with another barn burner. As we have caught up with our third place finisher, Mr. Jess Vaught. As I told a fib, we have not caught up with Jess Vaught yet. We will go to our second place finisher as we hunt down Mr. Jess Vaught in the number 33. It's going to be the wild man, Kyle Wellman, as we get him up here in the broadcast booth with us. Kyle, you're live in TSP's booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, brother. Doing good. A photo finish. Again, that's the fourth one now on TSP this week. Talk us through that final lap.
I don't even know. There's so much going on right now with what happened the last two laps. There's a wreck there. I tried giving the 86 a bump. He just wasn't able to keep up with whoever's not 86. I think it's 56. Yeah, 56, and he couldn't get up to the 926 up there. So I tried giving him a bump, and he just couldn't hold it, and it caused a big wreck. And I'm sorry to guys that got caused in that. I'm the one that gave the bump, so it was kind of my fault. And then I was trying to push Zimmy all the way to the front. I was going to draft him out of turn 3, but he got loose and I got stuck on his outside and side drafted him, and it was just door to door after that. And he got the bump from Jess, and that was just the 2 inches he needed to pass me for the win there. That was fun though. That was a lot of fun.
Now, Kyle, we saw the caution before that. You were kind of linked up right on the 10's bumper and just shoving him through the corner there. But just the time to lift was no more, right? I think it was a green white checker attempt when it happened with you in the 10 car. You can talk us through what happened with that?
Yeah, that was me thinking that we're gonna go green the rest of the way, and I was too aggressive there and tried pushing him too hard. Got him loose, and even me backing off there, it was gonna wreck. So sorry to him and the rest of the guys for being caught up in that one. I'm glad everybody could get back out with the fast repair though, and
right. I mean, it's Talladega, right? We all say that last 10 laps we can't lift anymore, right? You lift in that situation, you may not come on P2, right? So I mean, you never know in that type of situation. Well, Kyle, you brought it home P2, so I believe you'll have you starting 4th in the Daytona 500, right?
I'll be starting 2nd. I locked myself into the front row with qualifying.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. That's right. Because through the actual qualifying, front row is already set. Correct. So Kyle, who we got to thank for the number 42 car getting you put on the podium here, sitting P2?
Oh man, well, first of all, we got MFRD on the hood of the car today. 5 Kings Racing joining you guys in the team. That's been a lot of fun. Been doing a lot better since joining. ARC Performance, Tripods in the Wild, Maconi Setup Shop. That's all I can think of at the top of my head. I got to start writing these things down. Been having too many interviews lately. And you guys up on TSP in the booth, putting on great shows. You, Sam, I think Tom's up in there. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, Tom's here.
Yeah, Tom. There we go. Well, I hope we put on a good show for you guys, and congratulations to Brian Zimmerman. We're tied for super speedway races this week, so we're battling for that Mr. Restrictor Plate name.
Yeah,
well, right on, Kyle. Right on P2, buddy. Very impressive fashion. Good race there, buddy. And I'm sure you'll be up in the TSP booth more throughout the season. So we'll get you back down to your race team. Let's celebrate it. And congratulations on the P2.
Sir, thank you guys.
Seeing if I can find Jess Vaught.
He was in Discord earlier. Now he's not. I did just send him a message.
All right. So we'll go ahead and talk to our race winner, Mr. Brian Zimmerman. I know Chris Carroll wants to talk to him. So, Chris Carroll, he is in here. The floor is all yours.
Brian Zimmerman, the man, the myth, the legend. how did you get that done at the end? I mean, I could ask the boring question and say, how are you feeling? But we all know how you're feeling right now. How did you get that done from 8th place on the last restart with 2 to go?
Well, they got stacked up a little bit on the inside, and I took the path of least resistance, went to the outside, was able to side draft them a little bit down the back stretch, got in the corner. The 33 car, Jess Vault, he gave me a little push there coming towards the start-finish line. And to be honest with you, when they got together, it looked like the 83 warped out a little bit because he came into my cockpit, and if he hadn't warped out, he'd have took me out. So there's a little bit of iracing luck there to get through that wreck. But just send it to where there was no cars on that last one. Tried to do a little side drafting, and then also got a little help. Kyle was also able to get to my bumper there on the last lap and push me home to the win there. So I appreciate Kyle's push there at the end.
Well, at this point, you're becoming literally a legend on these tracks. I mean, every race I feel like you're the favorite in these races. And what were you thinking when you got wrecked with like 5 to go, 6 to go there? Did you have a fast repair, or did you just fix it? And what were you thinking at that point where I made a call? Brian Zimmerman was going to go to the top of the track 3 wide. I've run with you enough. What was going through your mind when you were kind of behind the 8 ball there?
Well, we did have one fast repair in our back pocket, so we was able to use that, come back out, running 8th. We knew he was going to take some chances. We was going to have to go 3 wide, and we knew that it was only the second green light checkered, so there was a little bit of apprehensive there. Do we set back, let these guys wreck, maybe bring out another caution, because I didn't have another fast repair, but I kind of felt like, if we get taken out, we get taken out. We had to go for it. Just really couldn't bank on them making a mistake and getting a caution. So what we did was just went to the outside and brought it to the front.
Probably the only card you had to play at that point. But I hate to admit this, Zim, but Tanner picked you to win tonight. I believe it was Tanner, and he beat us all in the picks. I gotta tell you though, your burnout needed a little work. It looked like
it was
stuck
awful
in the grass.
These cars are horrible for burnouts, and I kept doing it because then I just thought it was funny. So I just said I'll just stick down here in the dirt. But yeah, that was horrible. I don't have to work on that. But if for next week, if I was to get the opportunity to get another win, I got to work on that burnout because that was embarrassing.
It's tough down there. My burnout was tough too. It felt like it was a little waterlogged down there, but. I'll stop asking stupid questions here, and I'll ask you, who do you get to thank on that car tonight, my man?
Well, first, the guy I want to thank is Kyle Wellman. He gave me a push tonight to win on that last lap. He gave me a push all the way to start-finish line. So appreciate Kyle giving me a push there. During the race, we tried to work together, and it was a lot of fun. So I appreciate Kyle with all the help. But I'd like to thank all the guys at Five Kings that I'm running with in this league. Thank all those boys for letting us run with them. Thank all the sponsors of this league. I don't even know all the sponsors that's part of the league this year, but I know TSP doing the broadcast. We appreciate all you guys. So look forward to a fun season, and we appreciate all y'all guys up in the broadcast booth.
Thank you, sir. That was a heck of a win there, and I think Tom's got something to say there before I cut him off.
Well, I just want to say, congrats there, Zimmy, on getting a preseason win here and getting you an awesome spot for starting for the Daytona 312 next week. Just real quick, what are your thoughts on going into next week? How you feeling?
Well, I like restrictor plate racing, so I like my chances. We've got a good field here, a lot of good drivers. I know there's some frustration there at the end. There was some people that felt like they'd gotten turned on that last lap. I hope that they get over it and we move on. Everybody was just racing hard there at the end. I don't think anybody was trying to do anything malicious. It's just real hard racing. But going into next week, it's going to be much of the same. We're going to be a lot of pushing and shoving, and if there's mistakes made, everybody just have a little patience and we'll get through it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So again, congratulations here, getting a win here in duel number 2. Awesome job. And I look forward to it. And all I can say is Five Kings has swept the duels tonight. So Tanner doing something right there as team owner there at Five Kings. Just want to say, so nice job, congrats. But
thank you, Tom, for throwing on the league for us and doing all you do for the league, man. We sure do appreciate it and enjoy running with you.
Hey, you're welcome. This think we all enjoy doing what we do, and if it wouldn't be, for guys like, Brian, Carroll, Sam, Tanner, and all the core guys that come here and run week after week, and with all the crooked line guys, right? It wouldn't make this fun, We do it because we have fun, and racing with everybody week after week. I look forward to it. So.
Shoot, yeah, man. A lot of fun. We appreciate all y'all do. And everybody, like I said, everybody that's frustrated tonight, just take a deep breath. And next week, we start fresh next week, and everybody will go out and try to have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Correct. It'll be good. So, awesome job tonight. And, well, go get them next week, all right?
Thank you, Tom. Looking forward to it, buddy.
You're welcome.
Well,
Alrighty,
I think we're going to send this man off. You can do it if you want. You're the guy running the show here. I think this man's a favorite to win. What do you think, Tanner? Next week.
I mean, he has to be. He has to be.
That's a double broadcaster curse. Thanks, boys.
I'm trying. I'm trying hard.
All I need is for Sam to say it. If Sam says it, I know I'm dead.
Send this man off in style, Tanner.
Yep.
Good win tonight, Mr. Brian Zimmerman. You will be starting P4 going into the Daytona 500, Daytona 312 next Friday night. Glad you made it. Know you had a father-son dance tonight. Hope you and your daughter had fun. Had a good night.
We had a great time.
That's the most important thing tonight. More important than this race win, even though I know that race win capped off tonight perfectly for you. Mr. Restrictor Plate does it again. Brian Zimmerman, congratulations. We'll get you back down to your race team and let you celebrate.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, folks. I'll be honest. We've been here for a long time. I feel like I know each and every one of y'all personally by now. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. To the people still tuned in, thank you. Carol, Freitas, any closing thoughts, final words before we close up shop for the night?
Well, I mean, I just want to say, like always, thank you guys over there at True Sim Productions. Appreciate everything you guys do for putting on awesome broadcasts and coming on board this season to broadcast Front Row on Friday nights. So thank you for all that and all the hard work you do. And, Chris Carroll, thank you for joining tonight. That was definitely fun. And I look forward to Friday nights and see what Front Row has to offer us this season. So
absolutely. We appreciate you letting us do it. Folks, we'll be here every Friday, same place, same time, even on Twitch, on YouTube. Pre-race show every Friday afternoon on our Facebook. Let's go through our top 10 finishers and we'll close up shop. Brian Zimmerman, Kyle Wellman, Jesse Vault, that's your top 3. Carl Lindstrom brought it home 4th with Stephen T. Johnson. Rounding out the top 5. Garrett Walls in 6th, Dave Mayberry 7th, Logan Laxton 8th, Dustin Lamb. Heartbreak there at the end for the 10 car and the 10 camp. I know he wanted a race win or a top 3 finish. Ultimately not in the cards for him. So the 10th place car, or number 10 car, brought it home in 9th, and the 15 of Elliott Drummond rounded out the top 10. Folks, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, head but that like button, poke it, do whatever. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 200. Subscribe, like, and follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch account. You can find us all just by searching True Sim Productions. But until next time, it's been myself, Chris Carroll, Tom Freitas, and of course, Sam running the cameras. And until next time, we'll see you.